Hey everybody, this is Mrs. Greenway again. Last time I showed you how to make a paper five-pointed star, and today what we're going to do is we're going to make a smaller paper star using a paper that's the size of the sponge that we'll be using later for sponge printing. The size is 3 inches by 4 1/4, and it's not too bad on your ruler. It's the like I said again, 3 by 4 1/4 in length. So what we do, like we did last time, is we take our paper, fold it in half like a book, crease it, take the top left, this is the edge, take the top left corner, put it down to the bottom, the middle of the bottom of the paper, like so, crease it. Looks almost like an envelope. And then what you do is you find the fold again, and this triangle, there's two triangles here, you fold it towards the inside, towards itself, towards the middle. I'm going to use my table to make sure I get everything creased smoothly. So again, this was folded into itself, and then these two folds on the edge need to meet. They come together. I'm going to use my table again for an area to make it nice and straight, and then it turns into what looks like a cone. And what you can do then is make it into a little hat for a fairy or an elf, or by cutting this area off. But wait a minute, we're not making hats, we're making stars today. So then what you do is you point your star, the point up towards heaven. You take your scissors, and you can always use your thumb in the small area, and your fingers always go into the bigger opening. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to point towards heaven, and you're going to angle maybe you can see it better this way, angle it towards your scissors towards heaven. And that flew away, but we have it here. This part is important, but the most important part, as you can see, is that we were able to unfold this. We only did a few folds and one cut that produced a really nice smaller star. I'm going to put a face on this star. This is a helper star, a very kind star. So we're going to put a smiley face on here, and we're going to place it on top of a sponge. I bought this sponge at Wise's. You can get them at the dollar store. And then I already started it to save time with our video. And I already took a ruler across the top with a Sharpie, and I made a rectangle. And now I'm going to show you how to very quickly trace. You can use your right hand or your left hand, of course, whichever you are. I'm going to try it with the left hand. And for those of you that are left-handed, and so then you just go right around the form. I should say the star form. The reason why we're using a permanent marker, a Sharpie, is because we need to have this, we need to be able to use this with water. Okay, so we have our star shape. Now we actually take our sponge and we place it in a bowl of water. I found this something I had here at the house, right in my kitchen. And we're going to do something that may sound silly, but we're actually going to take this sponge and we're going to wring it out. You can hear the water, possibly. We're going to wring it out so that the sponge is damp, but it is not wet. It's not dripping. Next, what you do is you take a paper towel, dry your hands, make sure your sponge is just dry. This will help, or damp, this will help us when we go to cut the sponge. I'm going to use my scissors to cut the rectangle first. And notice how it doesn't take much effort to go ahead and cut this, either right-handed, or if you're left-handed, you can also take your thumb in the scissors and begin cutting. Now, to save time, I have already cut both of these items from my previously, and so right now we're going to get into using the sponges for our design. Okay, first one we're going to do is we're going to use our sponge that's cut out on red paint. the red paint. I found I put it on a lid and I just dipped it on. And the action is going to actually be to place it on the paint and then drag it across the edge to fill my star with paint. All right. After we do that, we have our paper and we place it on the print, or on the put the sponge on top of our paper, or gently we take our hands and gently press down. And I wonder how many of these stars we'll get. Oh, there's one, and here's another. And then let's do that again. Get ourselves some more paper, more paint on our sponge, and then gently slide it across. And let's make another for the Trinity, Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and this one will be the third one, our third star for the Holy Spirit. There you go. And then for the rectangle, I decided I want to use blue. And so what we'll do is we'll take a sponge, the rectangular sponge, we'll load it with paint and gently come across the edge so we have it covered. And then I'm just going to show you how to start printing the sides. So you go along the edge and press down and lift up. Press down and lift up. And you're going to make yourself a frame by going all the way around. And you'll have yourself a printed, sponge printed, patriotic design. Thank you for listening, and I'm excited to see what you make for our God Bless America project. Have a great day.